There we go. So welcome once again to the JMU Giving Day volunteer webinar. We're excited that you are excited about Giving Day, and we are so thankful for your service to JMU in whatever capacity it is, whether you're a volunteer with us, an alum, an engaged alum, or a faculty member as well. We're really excited that you're here, and we are once again excited to share the exciting news of Giving Day. So. Just as an introduction, my name is Spencer Pelfrey. I'm the Affinity Giving Program Manager in the Office of Annual Giving here at JMU. My job is to help work with volunteers on a number of different projects, one of which being Giving Day, and helping make sure that you all are equipped for what we know is going to be an amazing day, and where we need as many volunteers as we can to reach as many alums as we can. And I'm just thankful that you all showed up today. So we have a few different types of volunteers that are here with us today. So we've got corporate volunteers who are looking to bring back some of what they learned to the corporate side in their jobs, and really try and engage their coworkers and colleagues to participate in Giving Day. We've got chapter volunteers here who are typically chapter leaders who are running events on Giving Day and really like to get the alumni side of things really jump-started. We've got some board volunteers here as well. We're excited that you are representing your board, and board members are already great leaders, great alumni leaders, and they prove to be some of our greatest volunteers definitely, and kind of pave the way for other alums to act accordingly. So we're thankful that you are representing your board members and you're bringing this information back to them, and also those people you are representing as well. We've got campus volunteers here. These could be professors. They might be some of our students actually, and they are looking to bring some events to campus in a variety of capacities. We also have some social media volunteers. These people are really great at sharing and creating Giving Day content, and we're thankful that you all are engaged in the 21st century that is social media. And we also might have a few other volunteers here who are just excited about JMU and love to contribute in whatever way they can find. So the objectives for today's webinar, it's pretty succinct, and we're going to walk through 5 different things: the Giving Day purpose, some numbers and goals, new strategies that we're implementing in 2017, getting your network involved, and then also a to-do list so that you all have some action items to work off of. So for Giving Day purpose, a lot of people try or ask us why we actually have one when every day should be Giving Day, if that makes sense. But the reason that we brought it was we love the idea of gamifying giving, and we know that JMU is a very competitive, has this competitive spirit about it, and really rallies behind a common purpose. So we're excited about that. We also feel like this is a great opportunity to engage new donors, especially with younger alumni. This has definitely been proven that when their peers are starting to give and current students are starting to give, then that kind of puts them, that's the tipping point for them to begin to start donating, and we appreciate that. It's also open to everyone, and it's all about participation. It's not necessarily about the money that we're raising, though obviously we have an eye on that, but we also are really focused on the participation of getting as many people to engage with the university as possible in a giving manner. And it also gives us a pride in the JMU community that we're all giving to something greater than ourselves. Some facts about Giving Day: it's 24 hours, so it's going to go from 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. Pretty much. So it's all online. It's going to be sort of social media based, just because that's the easiest way for us to push content to people quickly. And it also reaches tens of thousands of people. As you all know, the power of social media is quite great, so being able to reach many, many alums in a variety of capacities is awesome. And it's exciting and engaging for certain that alumni can feel part of the Madison experience once again for that day, and get a live look in on campus and start to bring back those feelings. And then it goes along with that competitive atmosphere too, that keeps us engaged as well. So thinking about numbers and goals. So in Giving Day 2016, that was our first ever JMU Giving Day, and if you remember it, you remember that it turned out to be quite historic for us too. So we had an external goal of 568 donors and an internal goal of about 1,000. We ended up getting 2,840 donors and raising almost $350,000 for 5 different funds. So that was just totally blew us out of the water, and we were so excited and actually, to be honest, surprised in some regard that JMU came out in such a strong force, but at the same time, we kind of knew in the back of our minds that JMU always shows up for something big. So that's why in 2017 we've got some pretty big goals here. So we definitely beefed up our preparation, brought more hands on board when we're actually preparing what's going to happen on campus, and definitely utilized a lot more connections on campus for this year. Our goal is 4,000 donors, which obviously is a little bit more than 1,000 that we had last year. So we're definitely going to be pushing that and pushing our volunteers to reach out to your networks as best as you possibly can for us to really make that happen. And also, you'll notice that we have 32 available funds this year versus 5 from last year. We definitely listened to our alumni and listened to our campus partners, and a lot of them had the recommendation for us to extend our funding or our funds a little bit more so that more people would feel more willing to participate, if that makes sense. So this makes it a little bit more manageable than having the 2,200 funds all at once, just because it makes it a little bit easier for the donor to think through quickly what they want to donate without being overwhelmed, and also helps with the campus priorities too, with where we need funding the most. So. And then also for our goals of 2017 is having a better off-campus presence, and that's a big reason why we're hosting a webinar today, is so that we can elicit some support from you all and be able to really reach out to our networks from there. So thinking about our new strategies this year in particular, we're planning on having more regional events, and that is definitely aimed at our alumni chapters. We have many alumni chapters on board hosting events on that day. For example, Charlottesville, the chapter in Charlottesville is hosting a paint night, and they're tying that in with Giving Day, so they're bringing in a different spin on Giving Day and really pushing that. We're excited about it, and we're excited to see how those chapter events really pan out, because we know we've got great leadership out there, and there's a lot of momentum behind that too. Thinking about the informal corporate presence, this goes back to our corporate partners, and this is something a little bit new for us this year. We're testing the waters to see what the corporate response is, and really reaching out to your colleagues and your coworkers to have that corporate presence, and you can really rally behind JMU at your workplace, because to be honest, most of this content will be going out on a Tuesday when most people are working, and we want to have some excitement during the work hours too. Our third strategy there is Facebook Live, and this is something that's been definitely rocking and rolling over the last year or so. There are many famous videos coming out now that started on Facebook Live, and this gives us an easy way to give a live look in on campus and really push that content to alumni to, like I said before, make you feel a part of the Madison experience while you're off campus. Another strategy is using more funds to support, and I kind of touched on that before, that we're going from 5 funds last year to 32 this year. And it also has, our new strategies has this informal department marketing. So that is JMU based. We've got some faculty who are rallying behind their specific departments and really trying to engage their alumni and students, and even some parents to give back to their specific department if they have a fund that day. But that's another great way, because people have affinities towards certain things at JMU, having a classroom aspect to it, and then obviously we've got the university side of advancement and pushing our alumni associations and that sort of stuff, but making this an all-encompassing event for everybody is definitely something that we think is going to be beneficial. And then lastly there, you'll see simple challenge gifts. So these, and I'll switch to the next slide, go into a little bit more detail about that. The challenge gifts are unlockable gifts, if you will, and these are provided by individuals or groups who have obviously gone above and beyond and given quite generously, and we're so thankful for those people. Because these are bonus funds for participation. So you'll see that little graphic to the right that says 500 donors, $10,000 just unlocked for JMU Giving Day, and that's an example. But every time we reach a check mark, or we have a participation number that's reached, or a percentage, or we have an amount raised, then that unlocks a challenge gift. And it also breaks down by we're doing a student organization challenge too, so the highest percentage of students within a student organization that gives would unlock a challenge gift for their organization. And we have the Greek challenge this year, just like we had last year, and that was a huge selling point. The Greeks really came out, and they were so excited to support their individual fraternity and sororities, and really showed up in a big way, and we were so excited about that. And the last thing is it's just used to incentivize wide-ranging participation. So there are many different challenge gifts that can be unlocked, and just recognizing that participation is the main thing here. It's not necessarily about amount raised or dollars raised, but once again, it's all about participation. And touching on the corporate presence once again, so this is something that we want our corporate partners to be reaching out to their colleagues and alums at work, and there are plenty of offices and companies in Virginia and even outside Virginia that have a huge JMU contingent, and we think that that is definitely something that we should utilize, and that you all can definitely, like I said, rally behind, and give you something exciting to talk about with your colleagues while you're at work. We have obviously the corporate matching side. If your office or company provides corporate matching, that is something that can be done during Giving Day. So you can definitely tell your coworkers and colleagues that are JMU alums, or anybody who's interested in JMU at your company, that the corporate matching does work for that. And if you're looking, if your company has a corporate matching program, feel free to contact our Human Resources Department and our Matching Gifts Manager there listed. And there's also a website that down there at the bottom that should also show you whether your company has that corporate match or not. So involving your network, how to reach out to people. So obviously your network is huge and is comprised of many different pockets of people and ways that you interact with people on a daily basis. I kind of broke it down into 6 different areas of people. You obviously have your friends. Those potentially could be JMU alums. Many of them might be. You have students that you may know on campus, or if you're a parent, you may have a son or daughter on campus. And then obviously your colleagues at work that we have been talking about, and your social media friends and those within your social media network. Your classmates who probably double dip into the friends and maybe even social media. And then also parents of students you may know that would be good to reach out. So when thinking about reaching out to your parents and friends, or just reaching out to your parents and friends, texting and calling typically, just because it's the most informal way of doing things and the most personal as well. When you're talking about your students and colleagues, a lot of times they may need some prompt about what Giving Day actually is, and so sending an email to them just saying, hey, this is a thing that's happening today, or actually doing it proactively would probably be best, maybe a week out or so, saying, hey, this is something that's going on. Feel free to ask me any questions about it, and I can hopefully direct you, and we can talk through that. And then also thinking about social media connections and former classmates, because those former classmates are probably connected in some way or capacity towards your social media as well. And posting and sharing original content is what we're really excited about this year, and even last year it proved to be really successful, which transitions me into JMU Social, which is also it's a social toaster is the name of the company, but we use this to push our social media content. Basically, you sign up, you have an account through JMU Social, you're emailed the content that goes on the official JMU website pages, or on the JMU social media pages, and then you can share that content directly from that email once your social media accounts are attached to JMU Social, if that makes sense. So for instance, the Giving Days Save the Date video went out about a week ago through JMU Social, and it was emailed to those people on that listserv, or people who had signed up for JMU Social. And once you get that email, you can just click share on Facebook, and it'll immediately share that video. And we found that this was a way to send consistent messages through JMU and utilize the support and networks of our volunteers as well. And there's also a gaming aspect of it, so you earn points for engagement. You can see on that little scoreboard right there on the iPhone image to the right there that you can earn points through any sorts of type of engagement, whether it's being added to the network or recruiting a friend to join JMU Social, or LinkedIn comments or LinkedIn likes, and the list goes on and on and on. And it also syncs up to Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, so you should be able to integrate those accordingly. And then also those points obviously get tracked back to your name, and whoever has the most points after certain periods of time, and especially after Giving Day, would be getting a prize pack from JMU, and it includes a lot of JMU swag, if you will. So we're excited about JMU Social. We have over 1,000 people who have signed up for JMU Social, which is awesome. We were just at a conference a couple weeks ago, the Office of Annual Giving was, and we heard from huge schools like University of Florida and UT Austin and places like that have this the social toaster aspect, and they maybe have 500-ish. So the fact that our school, which is moderately sized, has 1,000 is something special. So we're excited about that, and we definitely encourage you all to sign up for it. So finally, just going into the to-do list. So we've got things to do right now and then things to do on Giving Day. So things you can do right now if you're interested is visiting the website, and it's listed right there. It's just givingday.jmu.edu, very simple. It's pretty bare bones right now, as we are really just putting it as a placeholder for everything that's going to be happening, but it does give a little bit of insight as to what's going on Giving Day. Also, something you can do right now is go ahead and contact your chapter volunteers and get involved with whatever they're doing. If they're not doing something specifically, then just saying how you can help and generate that support. You can also be meeting with your coworkers. I mentioned sending an email before Giving Day and saying, hey, this is going on. And these are obviously your coworkers or colleagues that have an affinity towards JMU, whether they are deeply invested in the JMU mission or they're alums, or any combination of the two, reaching out to them and just saying, hey, this is a thing, I can be a resource if you want me to. And then we also want to get our students excited on campus. There's going to be a lot of amazing events going on campus. We're bringing in some VIP guests and that sort of stuff, and so we're excited about that. We want our students to be excited about it too, because ultimately they're the ones who really show that passion, and we want that passion to be shown to our alumni as well. And then also signing up for JMU Social, which I just talked about. And then things to do actually on Giving Day, which is March 14th, is to give. We would love to see your name as part of those 4,000 donors. We would also love for you to stay connected to campus through social media, so that's the Facebook Live piece. Just constantly paying attention to what's going on campus and relaying those fun aspects to your friends. Actually attending your chapter networking events. So there are also going to be networking events that are happening in Richmond in Northern Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. And you can talk to me more about that if you want to after this webinar is over. And yeah, so just being present and surrounding yourself with the JMU community, because we want this to be an event that's really felt off campus as well, that you're with your community, whether you're on campus or not. Contacting your network, that goes back to pretty much the entirety of this presentation, is reaching out to those people that have an affinity towards JMU and would be interested in Giving Day. And then watch for what's happening on campus. That goes back to staying connected on campus. just like I said, we're going to have a lot of VIPs on campus. We're going to have some other departments might be running something that you might be interested in, so just seeing what they're up to. And then also sharing and posting on social media. That goes back to the JMU social piece. But if you want to post more organically and something that you're feeling that day, or a video, or a Facebook Live video, want to share that, that would be awesome. With that being said, that pretty much does it for the webinar. I'm once again so thankful that you all came and joined me. I will gladly take questions on here. I know I haven't looked at the question box at all yet, but there's my contact information if you want to ask a little bit more of a private question. Feel free to give me a call or email me at pelfrese@jmu.com. But thank you so much for joining us, and I am going to go ahead and stop the recording here.